You are listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast, the only podcast that matters, motherfuckers.
So tell me, how are you guys holding up and how are you dealing with this whole quarantine nonsense?
We're holding up pretty good. As far as how we're dealing with it, we're trying to be proactive, and we're the kind of people that we never really like to let any situation keep us down. If there is a fighting chance of something that we can try to exercise to make it work for us, we will, we can, and we will, and we have. We're going to continue to. We filmed a video, dropped a record, did a online, basically. NetFest was like our online show. It was like a 13-hour nonstop festival for free, just for the kids, just to kind of try to keep everybody entertained and try to take everybody's mind away from the unforeseeable shit that's happening just outside your door.
Right. Do you find it, obviously it's much different, but do you find it a lot tougher doing that, releasing records and doing that sort of shit without having that, the whole promotional background and the touring and the merch and all that kind of crap?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's definitely a challenge. That's why it's not for everyone. But I do like the idea that everyone can do it, but doesn't. And I think that's kind of what highlights what we do, is the fact that, anyone can do the things that we're doing, but they just choose not to. And I think that's, to me, is the real damn story that everybody's missing. But I will agree with you. It is harder to do it without the availability to go tour in support of said release.
Right.
But we're trying to, I think our availability with the bonus of 2020, the internet, the invent of the internet, like we can still be in everyone's prevalent lives day to day through doing podcasts and Instagram and social media and what have you. It's an extension that we didn't really have years ago when we started this, and a lot of people truly take it for granted. They just, post a picture of what snack they're eating, and it's like, if you really utilize the social media tactic and put yourself in contact with the people that support you, it can be a really great tool.
I think at the end of this, whenever it does end, we're going to see a whole new business model because, technology is always driven change, but I think it's all going to be a whole new business model in the music business. Don't you agree?
Oh, I agree. I think what this did is it showed everyone, don't get comfortable, because as soon as you do get comfortable, you're fucked. Because a lot of what we have noticed with a lot of the parent companies, so to speak, the fact that we're independent and independently ran, that is a benefit to us. We never stopped throughout COVID, through all of it. We never stopped, where parent companies legitimately shut down business, which leaves band A, B, C, and D just sitting on their hands. Where band A, B, and C, and D would normally get their ass in a van or a fucking tour bus and go out and hit the road and make some bread, make some noise, still keep their name alive. They can't do that anymore. So every foreseeable avenue on the paper that you go to extend to try to stay alive, so to speak, or keep your idea or your concept alive, it's fucked. So it's like it really made people think outside the box, and those who are incapable to be visionaries really suffered from this, and it shows.
Interesting. Chris?
That is interesting, and I do agree with you that that's the story no one's talking about, is that right. People often rise in times of crisis. But
true.
During this era, we're seeing a lot of people like kind of hibernate instead of expand, if that makes any sense.
It absolutely does. And I think it, unfortunately, and I'm not saying this in any way to fucking suck our own dicks or to belittle anyone else, but I think that it's what it is it's people are scared. People are scared to take a chance, to fuck up, to have people, haha, you fucked up. So it's that scaredness that makes them hibernate, because I'll just come out when everything's better. Well, here's a fucking note, motherfucker. What if it doesn't get better? You're just going to stay asleep forever?
Right.
That's the part that the visionaries and the people who aren't afraid or who go, even if they are afraid, they got the fucking balls to be like, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? I fall on my face, I get back up, and I try again. It's those kind of people that are actually seeing growth and seeing opportunity open up in the face of fucking a pandemic and with everything being so crazy. So I think if other people maybe took a chance, if their situation would be better. I can't say every situation, but I would say it can't hurt. What's the worst thing that can happen? You get out and you socialize with some of your fans that have supported you through the years, that most of these fucking artists blow off like they're not shit to begin with, and now you're shut in your house and you have nothing else to do. Why not dedicate 1 hour a week? Why not dedicate 20 minutes a day on social media and chat with a few people in the comments and just extend that love and that, hey, I might not be here on this form, but I'm here in this form. And I think it really shows. It speaks volumes, but again, it's not the story that everyone talks about.
It's interesting. We talk to a lot of people. I mean, we do this a lot, and I don't know very many people that have had that take on it, and I can't say that you're wrong. I think that makes a whole lot of sense.
No, a lot of the conversations we've had have been people saying, well, we're not sure if we're going to release a record, or we're going to release a single but not a record right now because, well, we don't know if we can get out and tour and blah, blah, blah. And there's always like, we should do this, but kind of attitude.
Oh, yeah. And that's it's unfortunate. It really is, because, and I can't speak for all of those people, but I have to assume that, I mean, with you guys' platform and the people that you talk to, the volume of people, I have to assume that a good percentage of those people are signed to major labels, which in some of their senses, to their credit, their hands are tied. And there's really nothing they can do aside from personal. Now what you do doesn't monetarily benefit you. And again, that's what shows. It's like everything that we do doesn't monetarily benefit us. We do things because we love the people who love us. For the longest time, we just wanted to be heard. You know what I mean? Then when you get heard, you want to be seen and you want to be remembered, and you keep going up the ladder of expectations. But I think it's people forget to thank the core that put them in the place, in the position that they are. A lot of times people like fucking start drinking their own fucking Kool-Aid, so to speak, and they think they are a star and forget how quickly that can be taken from them.
That's a good point.
Holy cow, that's a great point. Preach it, brother.
This isn't my first rodeo, bro. We've been doing this for so long, and that's one thing that I am like so blessed and so like just I try to stay focused is to be like, don't ever drink your own fucking Kool-Aid, man. As soon as you got here, it can be taken away from you. So appreciate what you have, and I don't think a lot of people, like, that's the thing. Another thing I fucking hate is this too cool for school rock and roll attitude. Fuck you. Get out of here with that shit, man. There are so many people, starving artists. You kick a fucking garbage can, and painters and rock and roll stars and gig. Everybody crawls out of it because they all want to be. Everybody wants to be something. So to be in that position where you have it and you're too cool to say thank you or to show love back to the people that put you there, I think that speaks volumes, and not in a good way.
Right.
Yeah. So, when I was going through your Wikipedia page there, the first record was 1997. Did you imagine that, what is it now, 2020, so 23 years later, or 22 years later, whenever it started, that you would actually still be doing this with the same amount of passion you started with? No. Truthfully, no. Honestly, I think I have more passion now than I did before, because I think when you see gains, or when you see return in what you do, it makes you want more. It's a craving aspect. You know what I mean? Like you bust your ass and you get, what you get. And then you're like, holy fuck, if I busted my ass double time. So I think my work ethic, for me and Paul and George and my whole team, really, our work ethic now has grown. I'd love to say, 100% more than it was, but clearly, I mean, realistically, probably 50% more than it had when we started, because the stakes are different now. The whole entire game in some aspects is completely different. At that one point, we, again, like I said, we just wanted to be heard, and we wanted to have that voice out there. And as you obtain certain levels of the game, you crave for other things. And then once you, in hindsight, obviously everybody says hindsight's a motherfucker, you know what I mean? It's like looking at a lot of things, right. Well, come on, 27 years, you know what I mean? Hindsight, looking at some things, a lot of the time was wasted on unimportant shit.
Right.
Well, what would that unimportant shit be?
Giving a fuck what people think about you. Catering to taking the time to address people who don't like you rather than loving and supporting those who do. Those are two major factors. Without wasting a whole bunch of time on negative shit, those are two negative things that, in hindsight, if we could go and eliminate, I think we would have added a year or two in speed up and fucking dial up time to get us where we are here, and so to speak,
Bruce?
It's unfortunate, but I mean, it's like you live and you learn, as they say, you know what I mean? And I don't want to sound like Father Time over here or nothing, but, we have been blessed to play this game for a while, so I have seen some shit, and I've heard some shit, and I am just sometimes in awe at how things happen. And a lot of times I believe that everything happens for a reason. So sometimes I believe that I heard or seen or was, privy to things to help shape the person that I want to be.
All right. So lastly, I know we only had a few minutes, but I wanted to talk about Rose Petal. That's pretty timely. That's pretty timely as well. Did you guys have a lot of input into that video, or did you guys do most of your own stuff, or is that something from the outside?
Well, it was a collective effort. Again, with the whole COVID situation, a lot of people were triangulated to their home and stuff like that. So we all kind of filmed our green screen parts respectively and gave it to this new director dude. And he was able to put all of it together in this. And we kind of, kicked it back and forth, through the email process. Excuse me. And we just started liking what we were seeing more and more. And it was just such a different take. And it was funny when we were watching it all together as a team, some of our guys were chiming in with their own ideas of what they thought it was like, or did they think it was too, and the overall consensus was, wow, this is really now. This is really weird now. And I'm like, I love it. I don't, it's a different layer to the videos that we've offered in the past. So like, I always love that evolution of, staying in the forefront of shit.
Right. And I think it works. I mean, like I said originally, it's very, very
That's
timely.
awesome.
And I don't know if that was the original intention or not, but
no, to be honest, it's like I really didn't have this. Yeah, no, it's that, and that's great, and that goes to show that it was really meant to be. I didn't really have any expectations for it, other than the fact that I was just, my only expectation was that it would like be like a glove for the song, and like actually push it so that, like, a lot of times video and visual is very tricky in that regard, like where you watch something and it's like, you don't understand that you're taking in the song, and a lot of times it's vice versa, where you're just listening to the song and you're not paying to it, or paying attention rather to the visual. And this one was kind of like a hand in hand for both. So
yeah, absolutely. What do you guys have planned? Next? It seems like you're always constantly working here, right?
We are currently getting ready to release in the beginning of the year. We have another extension arc of our comic book on Source Point Press, Haunted Highons. It's called The Green Book. Starting a new comic book arc with that. We have a Halloween EP slated and a 20th anniversary freak show live experience that you'll be able to watch from your couch, and it is like nothing like unlike anything that we've done so far. So I think that's kind of going to raise the bar behind the scenes for us to do. I want to hope. I'm hoping. I'm saying this with you guys now. I haven't said this publicly, Lenny, but I think when people see the freak show experience and it raises that bar, so to speak, I think people are going to be like, you need to do more of this, or I'm hoping that it may start a trend where you see more bands do this. But literally a visual for every ID on the CD will be offered. And it's just, it is, experience is like the blanket statement for what it is. It is Freak Show 20-year celebration, and it's amazing. We also have a rock record and a rap record that are both getting ready to release. So we got like tentatively three albums that are floating out in the Twiztid sphere, and all kinds of Halloween fun. Like Halloween's Christmas for us, so we gotta get down.
And I'm sure you're missing the real stage.
Yeah. Oh, of course. But I have things to wipe my tears with, because we have our brand new Knuckleheads toys that are action figures that are getting ready to release, coming here in, I want to say this week. Forgive me if I'm wrong. This was sometime in October. I know we're looking at the 7th or what are we looking at? The 5th today?
Yeah, 5th.
Okay, today's the 5th, so it's either the 7th or the 12th, I want to say. The toys are going to hit the web store, and they're fucking awesome, to say the least. It's a passion project we've been working on for, I don't know, fucking 3 years now. And finally they're in. They look great. They're 4-color window boxes, 1/6 scale. You know, not 1/6 scale. 1/6 scale would be what, 12 inches tall? These are probably 1/4. 1/4. I didn't know there was going to be math. God damn it! I'm trying to pitch this to you and sound all cool, and I got my shit fucked up. But shit happens. But anyway, they're beautiful. They're beautiful fucking action figures. I'm a toy lover. My brother's a toy lover, and like it has just been something that we wanted to do for such a long time. And our creative team did some fun little variants. So like we got a lot of fun shit, man. Halloween is going to be Christmas around this motherfucker, and we got music on tap. That's one thing that we were very prevalent about doing, was making sure that the core who enjoys what we do will have something to vent with. You can rely on us for that. I might not be able to come and play a show for you where you'll be in the same room, but I promise you'll have new content. You'll have fun new visuals to watch. Every Wednesday we do RG Damn Pod, and it's live, and it's just like anywhere from a half an hour to some cases an hour and a half of us just on the call, and everybody can type in and chime in on the subjects, and you know, it's just a good time. We try to make ourselves accessible as much as possible because we know that people need something. The same reason you guys do this, you know, to provide that entertainment to those who are like, oh man, there's nothing to do. I'm putting on their podcast. Right. You know what I mean? While I'm fixing my car, I'm fucking doing whatever, mowing the goddamn lawn. These things like this right now are what get us through our day. So props to you, gentlemen, for doing that. Thank you so much for having me on. You know I love it.
I appreciate it. I wish I could see you again. I saw you guys. I was telling Chris, I saw you guys back on, I think the last time, back on Warped.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, Warp was the shit, man. Warp was a great run. I'm glad we got to do that before it was all said and done. And in typical Twiztid fashion, we get to come in right at the end of it when it's going down. But if we would have been on that 2-3 years before that, I feel we'd be way, way bigger than we are now. I mean, just the love and acceptance we got on that last run was monumental for us.
It was great.
And just kind of showed us, too, that think outside the hemisphere. It's not always about just this inner circle. Like, you know, because, again, when we talked about wasting time, about what people think about you, a lot of that was a full kind of perspective on us always being like, well, don't try to let anybody else hear this. They're not going to like it. And that kind of fucked up thinking kept us away from many a market. With that kind of thinking, you would have never have been talking to me today about rose petals.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just, again, hindsight, good shit, fun times,
awesome.
Live and learn, stay to your goals. God damn it. Chris, Bruce, don't let them fucking tell you different.
Nice.
I feel like I just went to church, and I'm not even a religious guy.
That's what I said. He's totally.
You know what I mean? Hey, man, church is a state of mind, God damn it. You are listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast, the only podcast that matters, motherfuckers. Thank you, gentlemen, for taking your time to talk to me.
Thank you.
I needed a bumper, and you beat me to it, so thank you very much.
No worries, man. I appreciate y'all. You give me a jingle anytime you want to chop it up. I'll talk to you then, man.
Be well, my friend.
All
Take care. Bye.
Take care, brother.
Bye.
Y'all take it easy.
Another good one.
That guy was awesome. I don't even think we talked.
No, we just talked, but he was preaching.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. That was great.
All right.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.